Steins, Gate is one of the most precisely constructed anime ever made. Every line in the first half of the show is a setup. Every character introduced in episode 1 matters in episode 23. The time travel mechanics are internally consistent in a way that almost no science fiction ever achieves. But Steins, Gate is not really about time travel. It is about a person who believes he can be clever enough to save everyone, and the show's entire architecture exists to prove that this belief is not just wrong but specifically, personally, devastating. The lesson Okabe Rintaro learns is not scientific. It is moral. And the show makes you feel it by first letting you believe, alongside him, that there might be a solution. Okabe Rintaro is a self-styled mad scientist living in Akihabara with his friends Mayuri and Daru. He is eccentric, dramatic, and fundamentally harmless. They accidentally invent a way to send text messages to the past, changing small events, altering timelines. Okabe calls himself Huinkyuma. He is performing a character. The show lets him perform it for several episodes, lets the time machine feel like a fun toy, builds the friendships, makes you love Mayuri and Kurisu and the crowded little apartment. Then it takes all of that and breaks it. Everything the first half built was structural preparation for how much the second half would hurt. Steins, Gate uses a concept called the divergence meter, a percentage that indicates how far the current timeline has diverged from a baseline. Most timelines cluster around the 0% region or the 1% region, and in each cluster, certain events are fixed. The show calls these attractor fields, gravity wells that pull outcomes toward specific results no matter what small changes are made. This is the trap Okabe falls into. He believes that if he changes enough small things, he can escape the attractor field and save everyone. He cannot. Some outcomes are attracted by the weight of causality itself. The show is not being cruel. It is being honest about what determinism means when applied to the people you love most. In the second half of Steins, Gate, Okabe enters a loop where Mayuri dies, he sends a text to the past to prevent it, and she dies again in a different way. This loop is the emotional center of the show and it is deliberately repetitive. You watch Mayuri die enough times that you stop being shocked and start being exhausted. That exhaustion is the point. Okabe is experiencing what grief actually feels like when you are powerful enough to witness it repeatedly but not powerful enough to prevent it. He is not numb to Mayuri's deaths. He is more destroyed each time, because he remembers all of them and she remembers none. The asymmetry of the loop, one person carries the weight of all timelines, is the show's central image of love. Steins, Gate is on Crunchyroll. It is a complete story with a beginning and an end and it is worth every episode. Subscribe for more. I cover what these shows are actually arguing. The show's final act reveals that saving Mayuri requires reaching the one timeline, Steins Gate, where she is alive and the catastrophic future is also prevented. But getting there requires Okabe to appear to kill Kurisu, the girl he has fallen in love with across multiple timelines. He has to make her death look real to prevent a worse outcome. The show is asking him to choose, and to carry the memory of having made the choice, in a world where Kurisu is alive but does not remember what they had. He is allowed to save both. But he has to pay for it with his ability to tell her the truth about what happened. The final episode of Steins, Gate is one of the most emotionally complete endings in anime, not because everything is fixed but because the cost is acknowledged. Steins, Gate is frequently described as slow in its first half. The first 6 or 7 episodes are slice of life in a lab full of eccentric characters, small experiments, jokes about self-important scientist roleplay. First-time viewers often consider dropping it. Do not. The first half is not slow. It is loading. Every scene is establishing the specific weight of what will be lost. When episode 13 arrives and the show changes entirely, the devastation works only because you spent 12 episodes learning exactly what the characters mean to each other. A faster first half would be a worse second half. The pacing is the craft. Steins, Gate is on Crunchyroll. Watch the original series first. Steins, Gate 0 is a companion piece that takes place in an alternate timeline and is best understood after the original. El Sai Kongru. Subscribe for more analytical breakdowns. I covered Re-Zero recently, which is doing something related, one person experiencing loss on repeat while everyone around him stays whole.